Superdam by Mel Boring. Did the construction of the Hoover Dam have more positive or negative effects? Riddle. What do you get when you cross a raging river with 14 billion pounds of cement? Answer. Hoover Dam. During the early 1900s, more and more people were moving to California from other parts of the country. They needed a water supply that would always be available to them for drinking water, electricity, and irrigation. Many people thought one solution would be to harness the powerful 1,400-mile Colorado River, the wildest river in the West. But how? In 1928, a special commission reported that a massive dam on the Colorado would solve many of the problems of Californians, including the river's occasional floods. So, in 1930, Congress authorized the construction of the Boulder Canyon Project on a section of the Colorado River in southern Nevada. What Hoover Dam builders had to do was something like this. Build a 14 billion pound concrete plug as high as 60-story skyscraper directly in the path of the Colorado. That plug would have to stop the river in its tracks, holding back 244 million gallons of water. If this task sounds difficult, that's because it was. Engineers first had to dig 4 tunnels so that the river would go around the section of the riverbed where the dam would be built. Then, when the ground between temporary dams was dry, the cement pouring could begin. Such a huge project required lots of workers and lots of time. About 5,250 people worked 5 years building the dam. With so many people working so hard in the middle of the Mojave Desert, there were bound to be problems, even tragedies. In the summer of 1931, when the temperature averaged 121 degrees at the dam site, 14 people died of heat exhaustion. Many more died before the Hoover Dam was finally completed in 1935. Dam building was dangerous business. Before the construction of Hoover Dam, building materials had never been used in such huge quantities in so short a time. 5 million barrels of cement, 9,000 tons of structural steel, 840 miles of pipe, and 21 million water valves. A huge fleet of trucks brought some of this material to the site, but not fast enough for the construction companies, so they built a railroad too. The railroad had 29 engines in addition to hundreds of freight cars. But the Hoover Dam builders needed bigger things than even railroad cars could carry. So they had to build factories right beside the dam to make much of the material. The Hoover Dam was the largest dam in the world when it was shown to the public in 1936. Today it ranks behind many dams in height and amount of water contained. But Hoover Dam set the standard for dam building in future years. It wasn't until 1962 that a dam larger than Hoover was constructed.